PYP Boxing here, bringing you the Boxing Weekend recap. We're going to start with Zepeda Gesta. Zepeda celebrated the 16 de September with a big win over Gesta. We have El Diamante, David D, here to tell us what he saw Saturday night. David, what'd you see?
Well, I was a bit surprised Zepeda stopped Gesta. Gesta is usually a tough, durable guy. I mean, he was stopped back in 2019 in the ninth round by the hard punching Juan Antonio Rodriguez, who is out of Puebla, I think. But Zepeda did not struggle with Gesta at all. He simply blitzed Gesta after round one, and Gesta simply could not keep up with the pace. I think Golden Boy really has a gem here. Zepeda is must watch TV. He's a well-schooled action fighter with zero fear. If they match him up well, he can grow into one of the top boxers in their stable.
I watched the fight review me and you did, and you nailed it describing Camaron. Um, 1-2 punches is exactly what he does. 1-2, he bangs like that. He throws a barrage of 1-2s upstairs, downstairs. You made a comparison to Chavez at the time. I was like, no mames, here comes another Chavez early comparison. But I see what you meant. I see what you meant. He does look like Chavez. They fight the same. Chin down, 1-2s, banging, aggression, 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 coming forward. He looks like that 80s young Chavez, with that Chavez that fought Roger Mayweather, Chavez that fought his compadre, Jose Luis Ramirez. Although Chavez has a lot more power, right? But Cepeda tiene más velocidad, el güey. David, what do you think's next for the guy?
They've got to match him up carefully going forward. He's kind of going to be in trouble if they put him in with a counterpuncher, right? Because his offense is basically his defense. He doesn't really have good defense. There's a famous trainer who says it's really hard to throw a punch and block a punch at the same time. So basically, when Zepeda's throwing punches, man, there are openings that a skilled counterpuncher will be able to find, aka, or also known as, Shakur Stevenson. That's the guy that fits the bill. And Zepeda's been throwing his name in the mix. He wants Haney. If he doesn't get Haney, he wants Shakur. I don't think he's ready for either one. I think he matches up better with Haney. Haney's a pure boxer, not really a counterpuncher. Haney likes to create his own offense. And Zepeda in that type of style would work really well. So I actually like him against Haney. The only problem, Haney's not coming down to 135 for Zepeda. Zepeda doesn't command that kind of money to make Haney want to boil down to 135 again. Here's the thing, though, man. At 135, there are a lot of matchups that Zepeda could be in. Unfortunately, a lot of them are with different promoters. If I had to pick, though, I'd like to see Zepeda in with Isaac Cruz. I think that would be a hell of a fight. But again, Top Rank's got to play nice with the other promoters in order to make it happen.
Yeah, Oscar and Bob do have a relationship. They may be able to get something done. Camarón Cepeda, man. Camarón Cepeda. Oscar's got a good one. Shout out, Oscar de la Hoya. Moving on to
Always
the
got to bring it.
15th. El Grito. Moving on to the 15th. El Grito, where Mexico won again on Friday night. Lopez defends his IBF title in a snoozer, David.
Yeah, man. Hey, wait, you were in Corpus, bro, for the Top Rank card. Let's celebrate that a little bit. That's our first credentialed coverage for a fight, man. Applause. How was your experience there, and what was it like being at the fight?
It was awesome, man. When we started this, that was one of our goals, right? We wanted to get credentials and be at a fight, be one of those guys, YouTubers in the background, interviewing boxers, interviewing trainers, interviewing TV personalities. I got to do all that. I was there Wednesday for press. I was there Thursday for the weigh-in. I was there Friday for the fight. I felt like I was a part of it. I was really happy to be there. Met a lot of people. It was fun. It was everything we wanted to do, man. Since we started the channel, I was so happy to be there, man. I've been a banker for I don't know how long. I've been very successful at it. I did this, but it felt like $1 million to me.
Hells yeah, man. That's awesome, bro. And it sounds like a lot of work, dude. Shout out to all the people that are there making that scene happen, yo. Back to this fight, Mark. To be honest, it was a bit of a letdown for me as well. I thought the styles were going to mesh better than they did. both fighters kind of looked hesitant. You know, Lopez showed his speed, he showed his power, he landed good shots, but Joet was able to counter him early enough in the fight that I think it made Lopez a little tentative a little bit more than we're used to seeing him. So Gonzalez had some success in there early, but he suffered from what sometimes happens when he faces tougher competition. He just doesn't throw enough punches, man. And, you know, Gonzalez would be winning a round and he would allow Lopez to steal it at the end with a quick flurry or a quick combination. You know, it steals, it looks good when the round closes, takes a round away from Gonzalez that he probably should have won. It happens. But yeah, I just did not see a lot of urgency from Gonzalez's end in order to take that fight.
I didn't get to see it. I did see the replay. I saw the first 4 rounds while I was there. I saw Joet winning. I saw the replay. I saw the same thing. I ended up with 115, 113. I used the same scoring system me and you used, right? You taught it to me. 3 minutes. Whoever wins 2 minutes takes the round. It seems pretty logical. That's what I used. Mario Munguia next to me had Lopez a little bit ahead. I asked him how he scores. It was funny. He said he went to the Max Kellerman School of Scoring Rounds, quoting Max Kellerman when he said, you know, just watch a fight every round and pick who you would want to be after that round. And that's pretty logical as well. And I can see that working for this fight because Joet pretty much won all first 4 rounds cleanly. It wasn't until the later rounds that Venado started creeping in and stealing the rounds at the end with cleaner, harder, solid punches. Joet was winning the first 2 minutes of pretty much every round, but he was doing it very unexcitingly and without really any hard punches and very careful. Venado would land the cleaner, harder punches, like I said, and he would steal the rounds. It seemed like a theme for the fight. I had it 115, 113. The scores said something different. They were a lot more lopsided. I wouldn't have minded if it was a draw or not. But Joet, I mean, hey, this was his 3rd chance. He didn't take it. He might have even fought a little less active than he did in the other fights.
Absolutely. I saw that too. I noticed he just did not throw enough punches, even less than usual. And he admitted as much after the fight, or reading some of his quotes. He says, I know I didn't throw enough punches, man. Like, he had no problems with the decision. I have a problem with the how wide the scorecards were. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. Lopez is the winner for now. It looks like he wants to fight Robeisy Ramirez. One thing about Lopez, he has not faced somebody with power. And he really hasn't faced a counterpuncher who can take advantage of those openings that he loves to leave. And you know who has power and is a good counterpuncher? Robeisy. So be careful what you ask for, my man. That's going to be a hell of a fight if it goes through.
Yeah, David, we also had Xander Zayas on the card that night. He handled business, man. He looked big. He looked great. He looked strong. He's athletic. He stopped his opponent.
Yeah, Zayas looked like the most impressive fighter of the weekend to me. He had a tough and heavy-handed Roberto Valenzuela who was trying to test him, but Xander had no problem dealing with Valenzuela. He looked sharp, and he bloodied Valenzuela up, man. I mean, that cut on the nose was nasty.
Yeah, he's a really, really tough guy. Roberto Valenzuela Jr. goes by Viejito Valenzuela, tough guy. At the end of the night, he was quoted saying, hey, it's just boxing.
Yeah, man, you got to love that attitude, man. You know, that cut reminded me of a cut Travieso had. Jorge Arce, when he fought a guy named Hussein. It was on the undercard of the Morales Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Man, Arce was just bleeding profusely from the face. And I remember they were trying to stop that fight, and Arce's yelling, no, don't stop it. Valenzuela had that same energy, man. It reminded me a lot of that situation. So credit to Valenzuela, man. But, you know, it was a good thing the fight was stopped. They kind of saved him from himself. He wanted to continue, but you could tell Xander was coming on strong. The end of the fight was never in question. Valenzuela will have to work his way back up the roster. So good luck to him, and hopefully he continues to get good fights.
Yeah, shout out to the Valenzuela family. David Zayas is big, he's fast, he's strong, and he's extremely, extremely athletic. Is he ready for a title?
Well, he wants one. He wants one at 154. Top Rank doesn't have many 154 pounders in their stable. So just like the situation with Zepeda, in order to make some fights, they're going to need to work with some other promotional companies to get him in position to earn a title. 154 is a really stacked division. There are a lot of fun matchups for Zayas to be in. You got Tim Tszyu, you got Fondora, you got Lubin, you got Brian Mendoza, Madrimov, Charles Conwell.
Yeah.
The only thing is all of those fighters are with different promoters.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough to make a matchup. But I mean, Bob can make it happen.
Yeah, man. If there's one person that can weave through all of that, it'd be Bob Arum.
Some of you guys may have seen our videos that we posted in Corpus. I spent some time with the Vargas family. Great people, very, very close family. How'd you see the Vargas performance?
Vargas looked really good, man. He stopped Alejandro Guardado of Sevilla, España. He handed Guardado his first loss. There's a lot of talk about Vargas being prospect of the year. Mark, I know you've been throwing that around as well.
Hey, I believe he can. Look, he's marketable. All the organizations want it. Top Rank wants it. He's doing all the right things. He's knocking out his opponents. He's got a shot. Right now, he has a shot. If he gets another fight and gives the same performance, he takes the award.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely in the conversation, man. I think it's too early, man. I think he's only gone 4 rounds once, and he just fought his first scheduled 6-rounder. I think we need to see him in with a little better competition, or at least fighting some 6-rounders or an 8-rounder. There's still time. He's hoping to have 1 or 2 more fights. Like he said that during an interview that you did with him. He wants to fight at least a couple more times before the year is up. But at the moment, I think someone like Abdullah Mason has an edge over Emiliano right
now. Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, don't be surprised if Emiliano just takes it with Mason deserving it just because of who he is. Let us know what you guys think. Emiliano, Mason, or maybe we're missing somebody. Let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Peace out.
Putazos y pendejadas.